Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the one and only Kennytalk, and we are back with another great section, or I would like to call episode of The Moment of Truth, only on Kennytalk Radio. That's Kennytalk Radio on YouTube. How's everybody doing out there today? I wanted to drop in real quick and drop another great moment of truth on you guys. And this one is one that a lot of people have been asking about, have been talking about, right? So I said to myself, why don't I just jump out there and do it? Even though I know this one is going to be one that's going to probably get a lot of tomatoes through at me. That's what I like to say. That's just what it is. You know, that's how I like to describe it. I realize that this one is not going to be the most popular episode, but guess what? It's one that need to be done. You know what? Share it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't feel it, share it. Somebody else might feel it or whatever. All right, remember to do that on social media. I'm about to jump right in real quick. 3 uncomfortable truths that single women are gonna have to accept. And these 3 uncomfortable truths that I'm gonna bring up real quick are gonna be more so on just accepting what is so that you can move on to bigger and better things. It's difficult for people to not to acknowledge the problem that might be there, because of the fact that they're trying to get to another level and they keep running into situations that they feel prevent them from getting there because they have not yet acknowledged the problem. Acknowledge that there is a problem, right? And then once you acknowledge it, that helps you face it head on in a strong manner, the way you need to. So I'm gonna jump right in real quick. And I just want to touch bases with you today. And I know you're busy, so I'm gonna just give me a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna run all 3 of them down real quick, and I'm gonna come back and talk about each of them. And then we're going to go into the relationship truth of the day, as well as my final thought on it. And then, you know what, that's it. So are y'all ready? Let's go. All right, we'll start with number 1. And hold your tomatoes. Don't throw them yet. Hold up. Chill. Okay. All right. The top 3 things that single women are going to have to accept. And these are uncomfortable truths, right? Number 1 is you don't understand what real commitment is. All right? All right, you do not understand what real commitment is. Number 2, you were not successful at getting the people that you like to like you back. You were not successful at getting the people that you like to like you back. Okay, I'm gonna break it down. Okay, number 3, you allow too much time to pass before you truly self-reflect. You allow too much time to pass before you truly self-reflect. All right, Kenny, what are you talking about? This is the moment of truth right here, all right? So y'all just bear with me real quick. Let's break it down. Real commitment. Okay. Over 80% of the relationships or committed relationships that single women today have been in have actually been executed, started by them, as well as ended by them. The one that actually ends it. And the reason why, you get a slew of reasons why women actually end relationships. Some of them are pretty important. Some of them are just understood and it is what it is. But many of them are just the certain feeling is gone, right? Or the person starts to act different or revert to their comfort zone, and I don't really like certain things about them. Or they have a couple of deal breakers that I thought wasn't there at first, but they're there now, so I'm going to end it or what have you. So real commitment is sticking through those small things, right? That's real commitment. You can't say you understand real commitment when you start a committed relationship with a person and almost 80% of the time you're the one that ends it. That's just not committed. It means you weren't committed from the beginning. All right. Number 2, you're not successful at getting the people that you like to like you back. So many women have been in relationships with guys, committed relationships, right? And let's just say things start to pretty much go sour. The guy starts to kind of look elsewhere. He starts to drift away and things of that nature. You have to understand that it's your job. You gotta get the person to like you, right? And that's really what drives a committed relationship. Let me just break it down real quick. Many single women don't allow themselves to be cultivated by the man that they say they want to be with. So if you don't allow yourself to be cultivated in any shape, form, or fashion, or molded in any shape, form, or fashion by the man that you say you want to be with, then it's not gonna last. It's just not gonna last, because he has to be able to see himself in you. All right, you allow too much. Number 3, you allow too much time to pass before you really or truly self-reflect. Okay, it takes a lot of heartbreak. It takes a lot of, a long time before the average woman just reflects to say, you know what, it is what it is. I made the mistake. Because if you ask the average woman about, you know what, your last few relationships, why did they end? What happened? An overwhelming amount of those women are going to tell you straight up that it has something to do with the other person. It has something to do with the other person, right? But they rarely start with, well, you know what? I was a fool. I made the mistake. It was me. Things of that nature. I think it was, I want to say it was the actress Gwyneth Paltrow. She actually brought up in an interview that, you know what? I've had a couple of good men in my life, and you know what? I actually ruined it. But you know what? She's over 45 years old right now. Why couldn't she realize that back then? We'll talk about that a little bit later. So, number 1, going back, you don't understand real commitment because you in the relationship 80% of the time. So that's not commitment. Number 2, you are not successful at getting the person that you like to like you back. You didn't allow yourself to be cultivated, right? Number 3, you allow too much time to pass before you truly self-reflect. And after that, it's too late, and then you don't have a choice. Don't wait until you don't have a choice before you self-reflect. In a nutshell, that's it. That's the moment of truth. So real quick, before we do get out of here, I got to jump into the relationship truth of the day. And this ties into the relationship truth of the day is what I do on social media, and you guys know about it. You know, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend about it. Right. So here it is, and it goes as follows. Boom. Bringing the same thing to the table in every relationship. Many women bring the same thing to the table in every relationship and become frustrated when the results are the same. How does that tie into what we're talking about today? Well, these 3 uncomfortable truths, or not accepting these 3 uncomfortable truths, is the reason why we continue to think and believe the way we are, the way we have been, and we continue to do the same thing over and over again. That's how it ties in. That's in a nutshell. That is it. So let me cool y'all down real quick with what I like to call the final thought of the day. Now, the final thought is a little spoken word that I put together. It rhymes. It's kind of cool. And you know what? It gives us a chance to kind of reflect on the message itself. So remember, if you haven't actually liked that page on social media, make sure you do it. Kennytalk, Kenneth DeMoss, Kennytalk on Facebook, Kennytalk _ on Instagram and Twitter, Kennytalk EXP at Kennytalk EXP. So the final thought of today goes as follows. Now, when we tell you what you need to do, I'm speaking to the ladies, you say it ain't true, and you continue down the same path of dating. But if the way you feel and what you're doing isn't working, you might want to consider a different path that you're taking. There is so much we have been taught to believe that we still want to believe. The choice is yours, but before you choose, consider this first. What you think can be right or wrong, or what you think can be right, or what you think can be wrong. But if your plan was to get a man, it just simply didn't work. All right. Now, she says she is dating for marriage, says she's in it for a commitment, but the fact that she is still single is a contradiction, because she has been in what is considered many committed relationships, but broke it off when you ran into some friction. That's not real commitment right there. That's not. All right. It's understand that 2 people can meet and simply not be a good fit, but there's many that leave because they get bored, right? Just know that when it comes to God sending another man your way, you'll be inviting him from another situation and into yours. And that's it. That's the final thought of today, everybody. Thank you for pressing play. Because guess what? It's a lot more work to be done, and I'm the man to do it. I'm going to keep doing it because it's my passion. It's what I do, right? So salute. Thank you for listening. And remember, share it, because somebody might need to hear it. All right, that's Kennytalk Radio. Search hashtag Kennytalk on YouTube, and you know what? Subscribe to it. But let me get up out of here, because guess what? There's a whole lot of living to be done and a whole lot of giving to be done. And you know what? I'm up for the challenge, so I'll holler at y'all. Salute.